The objective today is to solve additive compare word problems modeled with tape diagrams. First, we'll read the problem. Tom's team biked 15,203 miles in a year. Amy's team biked 8,529 miles. How many more miles did Tom's team bike? Let's start by writing out a focused answer. What would you write? Did you come up with something similar? Where Tom's team biked blank more miles than Amy's team? Let's draw a tape diagram. The key phrase for this here is how many more. So who's this problem about? We have both Tom's team and we also have Amy's team. And then so we'll use an apostrophe S indicating teams. Let's draw a tape diagram for each. Tom's is known at 15,203. The other known number that we have is Amy's at 8,529. Is that more or less than 15,203? Right, less. And that's why our bar for Amy's team is smaller. How would we figure this out? We have Tom's team here. We have Amy's team here. You'll notice I started those bars in the same spot. And so what we need to know is this difference right here. That's the unknown. How do we figure out that part there? That missing part? We'll take Tom's and subtract Amy's. That unknown there is the missing part. 3 minus 9, I can't do that, so I can regroup from the hundreds place. The 2 becomes a 1, the 0 becomes 10, the 10 can become 9, and then the 3 becomes 13. So 13 minus 9 is 4, 9 minus 2 is 7. In the hundreds place I have 1 minus 5, which I cannot do. The 5 becomes a 4, that 1 becomes 11, 11 minus 5 is 6, 4 minus 8 I cannot do. So I now have 14 thousands minus 8, which is 6. So I have 6,674 as my missing part. So Tom's team biked 6,674 more miles than Amy's team. I could have added 6,674 to 8,529 to check my answer. I also could round each of these. This is about 15,000. Amy's is about 9,000, and 15,000 minus 9,000 is 6,000, which was about my missing part. So my answer is reasonable. A pair of elephants weighs 12,208 pounds. The male elephant weighs 7,452 pounds. How much more does the male weigh than the female? We see that phrase again, how much more. So we know that this is a comparison problem. Who is this problem about? Right, a pair of elephants. And how many elephants are there? A pair, or two. There's one male elephant, and there's also one female elephant. What are our knowns? Let's write out a focused answer. What would you write? There, I wrote that out. More pounds than the female elephant. Let's model the elephants. What's our known? Well, I know that the male elephant weighs that amount there, so let's start with the male. Who weighs 7,452 pounds. Then I have a female elephant, which I know doesn't weigh as much as the male. However, I do not know how much that female elephant weighs. What I do know is that I know that both of them together, they weigh 12,208 pounds. It's not asking me to figure out the weight of the female elephant as my final answer. It's asking me to figure out how much more the male weighs than the female. So my question mark is actually right here, where it is the difference in between the male and the female. But my first step will be to figure out how much that female elephant weighs, which will be the combined weight minus the weight of the male elephant. We'll start in the ones place, where it is that we have 8 minus 2 equaling 6. In the tens place, 0 minus 5, we cannot do that. So from the hundreds, we take one of those hundreds for 10 tens. 10 minus 5 is 5. 1 minus 4 can't do that. And we regroup then. 11 minus 4 is 7. And then one last regroup. 11 minus 7 is 4. 4,756. That there, however, is the amount that the female elephant weighs. So we label that into our tape diagram. Again, we took the total combined weight and we subtracted the 7,452 that the male weighed to equal 4,756 pounds for the female elephant. What's the question being asked again? How much more the male weighs than the female, which is this amount right here. So we figure that out by taking the weight of the male and doing what? Right, subtracting the weight of the female, which we just figured out as 4,756 pounds. 2 minus 6, can't do that. So the 5 becomes a 4, and that 2 becomes 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. 4 minus 5, I cannot do that. So I take one of those hundreds to regroup it to 10 tens. And with the 4 tens that were already there, I now have 14 tens. 14 minus 5 is 9. 3 minus 7, cannot do that. So again, another regroup. 13 minus 7 is. And 6 minus 4 is. So, the male elephant weighs 2,696 more pounds than the female elephant. So the big key is to make sure that you're reading the question carefully, making sure to answer what it is that is being asked, and then so if it's a two-step problem, make sure that you're labeling that tape diagram and putting whatever it is that you are working on through into your diagram so you can better understand the problem and break it apart into a simpler problem.